Hi there. So welcome to Johnson Praise TV. This is your digital classroom. I'm so excited to walk you through Public Administration Pasco review, as most of you have been expecting me to do this. Today is the day that God has opened the opportunity for me to come up with this exciting edition. I'm going to release four set of videos on public administration. Already I've released part 1 and part 2 of Pasco, that is public administration past question review. So make sure you watch those two videos. They are 80 questions. Your exams will consist of what? 150 questions. They will give you 150 questions to answer. So it means you need to solve more objective questions. Already that 80 questions are given to you. It is likely, okay? So don't just downplay that aspect. Make sure you go and watch those two videos before the 4 other videos that I'll be releasing. And I'm sure after this, watching all these videos, you definitely know what to do in your exams. But one of the things that you need to know is that public administration is a course that if you don't take care, you will fail. I'm not exaggerating things. I've been in the university for 4 years. I know each and every year people complaining of failing public administration. It's not a course that you can get it, or you get it easy like that, okay? So, but in other way too, if you study, it's going to be easy for you. So make sure the videos I'm releasing, you watch all of them too. And some of you like skipping videos. You watch small, you go and watch small. They later come and tell me that, oh, I only watch few questions. I couldn't watch all the videos. I didn't know maybe some of the things. I can miss some of the things, and I don't want to be hearing these things. So watch it to an end. And everything that we do, I don't just take delight in speaking, okay, but I make sure I explain the concept to you. So even if you don't understand, if I give you only the answers, at the end of the day, it will leave your mind, like you will not be able to remember it. But if you watch to an end, it will help you to understand everything. If you have not liked and subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I believe everything is going to be all right. Those of you who are expecting to see Dito, I think you are seeing the caption here, right? Before I start this one, let me take this opportunity to inform all of you, those of you who want to support, or those of you who want to sponsor this program. You are good. You can just come on board, whether you are an organization or individual, being it financially, any way you want to sponsor or support me in whatever I'm doing. You are good to go with that, okay? Any way that you support us, it will be appreciated, because we also do a lot. So you also make sure you also do something for us, okay? And this is I want to take this opportunity to introduce one of our sponsors that is all about McCovey's fast food. Those of you right now, as you are watching the video, some of you are hungry. You are thinking of what to get, and there are so many food out there, but not all the food that can satisfy you, or not all the food that are healthy. But with this one, I won't recommend anything bad to you. So McCovey's is also one of us, and trust me, her food is so delicious, and she has so many food. That's what fried rice and chicken. She has assorted jollof. She has assorted fried rice. She has jollof and chicken. She has also plain rice and chicken. So you can get in touch with us as McCovey's Fast Food, and we will deliver your food to you nationwide, wherever that you are. Those of you who are closer to Dansuman, we are located at Dansuman Beach Road. So you can call us on 05363989894. I'm taking it again, 0536938894, or 0557806908, 0557806908. When you call us, we will deliver your food to you wherever that you are. We will deliver the food to you. And when you call, just tell the person that Johnson Praise recommended her to you, and trust me, she will serve you well, okay? God bless you for also watching. Without really wasting my time, let's get started. We are going to solve 50 questions, okay? All the questions I'll be releasing, we are going to solve 50 questions each. So making what? So those 4 videos will be what? will be 200 questions. When you add the other questions, which is also 80 questions, it will be what 280. Okay, and trust me, everything is on point. Those questions I've released it for a long time, almost 3 weeks now. So most of you have watched it. Those of you who have not watched it, you can also go back and check it. Now let's get started. Which of the following is not a member of District Assembly? A. Member of Parliament. B. District Coordinating Director. C. Assembly Member. D. District Executive, District Chief Executive. And then A, we have none of the above. So let's look at the structure of a District Assembly, and then you tell me those that are not part. So according to the Local Government Act, that is Act 662 of 1993, of the 1993, District Assembly consists of the following members. So District Assembly consists of the following members. That's what the District Chief Executive, 2/3 of the members directly, that is 70% elected by the universal adult suffrage. We have also what the members of Parliament, that is MPs also included. And then we also have what not less than 30% of the members appointed by the president in consultation with the traditional authority and interest groups in the district. Okay, so all of them here are what inclusive. We have member of Parliament, Assembly, and then we have what district coordinating. Also what we have what the district coordinating director is also part. So the answer is what none of the above. None of the above is what the answer. Let's look at number 2. Dash is the legitimate use of power. Dash is what the legitimate use of power. That is what the answer is. What we term as what legitimacy. Okay, legitimacy. So legitimate power is what legitimate power is power you derive from what your former position or office held in the organization's hierarchy of what authority. For example, the president of corporation has certain powers because of the office he holds in corporation, right? So the answer is what? The answer becomes what? Which is B, that legitimacy. Number 3, the theory that advocate that public policy is determined by minority who have political and economic power with a shared common interest is called A, group theory. B, bureaucracy theory. C, corporatism theory. D, worldly theory. And E, none of the above. So this is what we call what elite theory, and all the options provided, there's nothing like elite theory. So the elite theory is what it advocates that public policy is determined by what minority who have what political and what economic power with a shared common interest. Okay, so it's elite theory and not all of, not so the answer becomes what none of the above. Number 4, issues at the institutional agenda setting are often advocated by the following members except A, economic interest group. B, public crisis. C, bureaucracy. D, civil society groups. And then E, none of the above. So the answer is what? None of the above. So issues what? Issues that make it onto the institutional agenda are often advocated by powerful interest groups supported by the bureaucracy or parallel or propelled by what public crisis. So all of them are inclusive. So when you say when you talk of the member, we've mentioned all of them. Interest group are what economic interest group is what one of the options we mentioned. We have what public crisis also parts, and then we have bureaucracy. But what civil society groups we didn't mention, it wasn't part of what your slides, but civil society group is also what it's an interest group, and that is the reason why I choose none of the above. So issues at the institutional agenda setting are often advocated by all of them. Okay, they are all parts, so none of the above. Number 5, all the following can be classified as public policy except A, laws and regulations. B, programs and projects. C, Act of Parliament. D, national budget, and then E, none of the above. So the answer is what? None of the above. None of the above. So the following are all classified as what? As public policy. Okay. So Act of Parliament is part, laws and regulations are part. We have what? Programs and project, national budget. Okay. So all options listed, okay, out are part. So that is the number 6. A system of administration where official positions are designed based on technical competence may be referred to as what? A, technocracy. B, democracy. C, meritocracy. D, public administration. And E, business administration. So if you are not careful, meritocracy and technocracy are quite related. But the technocracy is what? The system of administration where official positions are designed based on what? Technical competence. Okay, so in technocracy, decision making authority is often to individuals with what? Expert knowledge or technical skills in the field. Okay, the system values technical knowledge and expertise over what? Traditional leadership or political ability. So when you talk of what? Meritocracy, it could be a person's what? Personal trait. Okay, the person's what? Experience. Okay, this so the meritocracy is broad. But when you talk of what? Technocracy is only solely what? Focus on what? The person's technical abilities and what? Competence. Do you get it? So that is it. So I'm going for technocracy. Number 7. Which of the following necessitated the development of the principle of bureaucracy in Germany by Max Weber? A, German Revolution. The German Revolution. B, we have what? The Second World War. C, the American Revolution. D, economic revolution. And then E, none of the above. So the option stated, the answer is what? None of the above, because what necessitated the French sorry, I'm used to sociology. Okay, so forgive me. The sociology students will understand. So what necessitated what? The German what? How do you call it? Bureaucracy is what? What? It is the industrial revolution, and there's nothing like industrial revolution here. So I'm going for what? I'm going for none of their bed. So Max Weber, okay, Max Weber, okay, somebody, but the German they call it, the W is what? V to them. They don't pronounce it what? W, like we pronounce that what? Weber. It is what? Weber. So Max Weber, a German sociologist, developed the principle of bureaucracy, not as what? As responsible to a specific event like what? The German Revolution. Okay, so all the options, like I stated, I've explained them. So let's move on. Number 8. Dashboard arises in periods of instability and crisis when individuals believe to possess special gift of mind and spirit emerge to offer what? Extraordinary what? Measures. So that's what arises in periods of what? Instability and crisis when individuals believe to possess special gift of mind and spirit emerge to offer extraordinary measures. This is what we call what? A, traditional authority. B, charismatic authority. C, rational legal authority. D, autocratic authority. And then E, constitutional monarchy. So the answer is what? Charismatic authority. Charismatic what? Authority. This arises during period of what? Instability and crisis, and it is based on what? Charisma of the leader who is believed to possess special gift of mind and spirit. Example is what? Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who liberated Ghanaians from what? The whites. Example is Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, Nelson Mandela. All of them possess what? The charismatic authority. But the current leaders I'm seeing, okay, it is not the same as what we see in others. Okay, so those people possess what? Special gift. When they command, people follow them. Do you get it? Then let's move on. Number 9. The field of what? Administration is a field of business. It is removed from the hurry and strife of politics. Who made this statement, or the statement is attributed to who? The person who made this statement is what? is Woodrow Wilson, and it is not attributed to what Frank Goodnow, nor Max Weber, nor John Fifner, or Montjoy Watson. Okay, so the answer is what? The answer is none of the above. Okay, it is what? So on in 1988, in 1888, 87, right? 1887, Woodrow Wilson, who is usually credited with what? With laying the foundation of the politics administration dichotomy school, wrote that the field of administration is a field of business. It is removed from what? The hurry and strife of politics. So it is what? Woodrow Wilson who made this statement. Number 11, while Dash formulate policies, Dash also implement what? Policies. So the answer is what? While politicians what? Formulate policies, the administrators implement policy. So for politicians, what they formulate, they'll come up with policy. Example, free education, which was what being formulated by what the politicians. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his administration, they formulated that kind of policies, and then it was being championed by the education Ministry of Education. Okay, so they are what? They are the administrators. Okay, another example. Okay, I'm not going to use only one administration, okay, to just what, and when you go back, you can see some of these policies that were being implemented by what other, like the single spine salary, which was also being implemented by what J.E.M. Mills and his administration. He came up with what such initiative, okay, and was being implemented by what the Labor Commission. Do you get it? So this is it. So I'm going with that. Let's move on. Number 11. Ethics is a self-imposition of moral, is to dash A, church imposed, B, community imposed, C, politically imposed, D, economically imposed, and then E, ethically what? Imposed. So I'm going with ethically imposed. So ethics is to what? Is to self-imposition, as moral is to what? Ethically what? Imposed. Okay. Okay, so ethics is what? Self-imposition, and then moral. Okay, moral is what? Okay, community, politically, church imposed. No. Yes, so ethically what? Imposed. Ethically imposed. Let's move on. Number 12. Which of the following is not a cause of low ethical standard in Ghana? A, absence of organizational loyalty. C, displaced sense of purpose. So B, display sense of purpose. C, no gift policy. D, paternalism. C, none of the above. So the answer is what? No gift policy. No gift policy is what? Is one of the it is not part. So giving gift, let's take this one, okay? So giving gift is what? If the option is to be giving gift, then we will say that what? It is what? It is low ethical standard. But no gift policy is what? Is high ethical standard. If you implement this policy that no one should give gift, it won't increase what? This kind of corruption and other stuff. But if there's what? Gift policy, okay, or giving gift, people will give gift. So let's look at this one. Giving gift refers to the act of what? Presenting items such as what? Foodstuff, livestock, clothing, or money to others in context provided. So it can be what? Cultural practice, or a way of what? A way to seek favor from superior. So this is what? A low ethical standard. But on the other hand, having no gift practice policies refers to what? Organizational rules or regulation that prohibit or restrict giving and receiving gifts, particularly in professional or official settings. These policies are often implemented to prevent conflict of interest, bribery, and other unethical behavior. So giving gift is, or rather prevent what? It improves what? A high ethical standard and not low ethical standard. So that is what the answer. Number 13. Which of the following necessitated the development of the principle of bureaucracy in Germany by Max Weber? So this one is something that I've already mentioned to you. So if you know, please drop the answer. Number 13. What is the answer? I've already explained what necessitated the German bureaucracy. So what is the answer? The answer is what? the industrial revolution. The industrial revolution caused that. Number Okay, so let's look at why. Let's look at it. Why the bureaucracy is what is why the how do you call it, the industrial revolution is stated bureaucracy in Germany. So Max Weber, who was born on 1864 to 1920, wrote at 10 of what the 20th century when Germany was what undergoing its industrial revolution. So he came up with this when Germany was undergoing its industrial revolution. Okay, let's move on. Number 14. Which of the following is a driver of high moral standard? A. Public disclosure. B. Organizational loyalty. C. Gift expectation. D. Nepotism. And E. None of the above. So the answer is what? Public disclosure. So public disclosure is a driver of high moral standard because it brings transparency to actions and decisions. When organizations and individuals know their action will be publicly disclosed or subject to media coverage, they are likely to behave ethically to avoid what negative publicity or consequences. The sunshine effect affect a deterrent what act as what deterrent to unethical behavior, as what individuals are less inclined to engage in actions that would be what exposed to public scrutiny. So this is it. When their activities are publicly disclosed, okay, they always make sure that they will do things that will not bring them to the public space. Okay, so it is what public disclosure. Let's move on. Which theory argues that the interest group do which theory argues that interest groups do not merely influence policy processes; they become part of policy making and implementation process. A. Corporatism. B. Elite theory. C. Group theory. D. Distributive theory. And then E. Mesh model. So the answer is what we call corporatism. So corporatism argues that contrary to what the argument by group theory, their argument is what contrary to what that of what the group theory. That's what that interest group merely influence what the policy processes. They themselves become part of what the policy making and implementation system. Okay, so in return to this participation, the group through the control of their members make society more manageable and what governable. Number 13. So you know it is what corporatism. Number 16. All the following are stages involved in the policy process except A. Evaluation, B. Formulation, C. Agenda setting, D. Implementation, and E. None of the above. So all of them are part. Okay, let's look at it here. If it is true, we have what we have. Evaluation is part. Agenda setting, which is at the top, genesis of what the public policy, which is the same as what agenda setting. We have what implementation of what of public policy, which is what implementation is part, and we have what development of what public policy. So all of them are part. So the process. So we have what the public policy process involves what several stages. That is agenda setting, formulation, we have implementation and evaluation. So agenda setting entails what identifying pressing issues that require government intervention, often through public discourse and research. In formulation stage, policymakers develop potential solutions and draft what legislation or regulation, consulting with stakeholders and assessing potential impact. Once a policy is formulated, it moves to the implementation stage where it is put into action. Resources are allocated and regulations are enforced. Finally, evaluation stage assesses the effectiveness and impact of what implemented policy, gathering feedback to inform future decision making. So these stages are interconnected and what imperative, okay, guiding the continuous cycle of policy development and refinement. So this is what all of them are part. Number 17, all issues that are all issues that are categorized and deserving of public attention and being seriously considered by the policymakers are more likely to find their way to legislation. A, we'll call it A, agenda setting, institutional agenda; B, systematic agenda; D, formulations; C, formulation; D, legislation; and E, implementation. So the answer is what? That is institutional agenda. So let's look at this. So this is what we call what? So this is it. So policies that it make to the institutional agenda are more likely to find their way to into legislation. So policies that make it to the institutional agenda are more likely to find its way to legislation. Okay, so such issues that make it onto the institutional agenda are often advocated by powerful interest groups, supported by the bureaucracy, propelled by the public crisis. So institutional agenda represent issues seriously considered by policymakers and more likely to lead to legislation or policy actions. Issues move from systematic agenda, where they are acknowledged and debated, so to the institutional agenda, where they are prioritized for policy makers attention and action. So when you talk of systematic agenda, this is where they acknowledge the policy and debate it. But when it moves from that stage, it goes with the institutional agenda, where they are being prioritized for lawmakers attention and action. So number 18, several strategies have been adopted to ensure that policies are successful at the implementation stage. Pick the odd one out. So clear communication, it is true. Politicization is not part. We have coordination is also true. We have sufficient resources, also true. Legislation. So politicization, which involves exploiting a policy issue for political gain or introducing unnecessary partisan consideration, can disrupt implementation effort and hinder success. So it is not part. Number 19, ethics is based on A, professionalism and politics; B, professionalism and religion; C, conscience and openness; D, conscience and professionalism; and then E, professionalism and education. Okay, so here, so the option is between B and C. The option is between B and D, which is conscience and professionalism and professionalism and religion. Okay, so on talk of ethics. Okay, so professionalism and religion. Okay, so I'll go with professionalism and it is very difficult here. Okay, so ethics is based on professionalism and religion. Okay, so I'll go with D, which is conscience and professionalism. Some may also decide to go with B, but for the two of them, they are all tricky. So I'm going with conscience and religion. Number 20, pick the odd one out in the study of policy making process. We have implementation, A, formulation; B, implementation; C, evaluation; D, agenda setting; and then E, institutionalization. The answer is institutionalization. 21, the following are types of domination except A, traditional; B, legal rational; D, democratic; and then E, charismatic. So so they have given you I, traditional; I, legal rational; I, democratic; and then IV is charismatic. So Now the options have been stated here. So which of them is in relation to what? To domination. Domination is also known as what? Authority, which means that the probability that certain specific demands will be what? Obeyed by a group of what? Persons. So when you look at this, the option that is not really part is what? I. So it will be what? I, and IV. So which is what? The answer becomes what? I. That is C. Answer becomes C. Number 22. Everybody is saying that times are hard. The times are bad. But who are the times? And who are what? The times? And who are the times? So I'm taking it again. Everybody is saying that times are hard. The times are bad. But who are the times? We are the times. Let us be good, such as we are, such as the times. Let us be good, and the times will be well. Who is associated with this statement? The statement is Saint Augustine, B Saint Andrew, C Appleby, and then we have what? Louis and none of their bad. So it is what? Saint Augustine who made this statement. Saint Augustine. 23. According to Thomas Dar, public policy is dash A, an action taken by the government. B, programs and policies of government. C, what government chooses to do or not to do. D, we have what? The implementation of public agenda, and E, none of their best. So the answer is what? C, which is what government chooses to do or not to do. So according to Thomas Dow, policy public policy refers to the decision made by government officials regarding to what actions to take or not to take in response to a particular issue or problems. Number 24. A policy a policy stage is typically marked by discussion and debate between government officials, interest groups, and individual citizen. Is dash A, agenda setting, B, evaluation, C, legislation, so C, this what? Legitimation, and then D, formulation, and then E, we have what? Implementation. So the answer is what? Formulation. Okay, so this is what? This step is typically marked by decision and debate between government officials, interest groups, and individual citizen. That is the second point. Let's move on. So number 25. Public policy is designed to A, improve living standard, B, solve problems facing society, D, solve social problems and exploit and or exploit opportunities, D, add value to citizens, and then E, exploit opportunities. So the answer is what? C, which is solve social problems and or exploit opportunities. So that is the answer. So they are designed to solve problems or exploit or opportunity that will avail themselves for the improvement of social welfare. Number 26. What does security of tenure in public administration means? When you talk of security of tenure, it's when what? The officials are employed to what? They die or what? Retirement. That is what it typically would mean. So A, the option says that what? Public administrators do not discriminate. B, jobs are protected. C, they do not make credit. They do not take credit or blame for their actions. C, they have access to security for personal protection. And then D, their offices are protected by the Constitution. Okay, so the options that are closely related are option B and then E, which is what their offices are protected by the Constitution. But the right answer is what? B, which is what? Their jobs are protected. Because if you are employed until you die or what? Retire, then it means that your job are what? Protected. Okay, it is what? Protected. let's move on. So this means that the officials are employed to what the security of tenure in public administration refers to the protection of employment for public administrators for public administrators. It means that their positions are secure for what arbitrarily dismissal or removal, providing them with job stability and protection from undue political influence or pressure. Number 27, for any two people to act in a faithful aim, following the ingredient of administration must be what? A, must be in place. A, government, government and politicians. B, people, actions and government. C, people, go, action and what? Interaction. D, we have what? Action, interaction and government. So the answer is what? And then E, none of the above. So the answer is none of the above. Okay, let me tell you why it is none of the above. So this means that for any two people to act, to take what action for a faithful aim, the following ingredient of administration must be in place. A, people. So the people means what? People must be what? Present and agree to take action. Okay, and then we have what? Action, which what? A step, what? A step must be taken regarding to what to do. And then the next one is what? Is what? Interaction. So that, which is what? Which has to do with what? The interaction is what? The two must agree to relate and combine their effort to take action. Okay, all right. So now the options that they've provided. Okay, they provided options here. So these are the three things that they provided here: people, action, and interaction. Okay, so when you look at it, the one that is closely related is what? Is people. That is C. This is people, go, action and interaction. But since they didn't provide anything like what? Go here, I'm not going with that because it was multiple choice, and go is not what provided. It is only three things that was provided here. So I'm going with what? None of the above. If they would have provided goal in the slides, then I would have go with that. Okay. Number 28, a policy that seeks to share resources to citizens of a country is known as what? A, material policy. B, collective policy. C, distributive policy. D, redistributive. And then E, none of the above. So the answer is distributive policy. A distributive policy shares resources, benefit, or services among citizens to ensure fair allocation and address various needs or interests within society. So distributive policies allow the government actors to provide beneficial goods and services to a majority of the population at the expense of all taxpayers. Okay, and it is aimed to promote social equity by distributing government resources to benefit the overall well-being and manipulations and overall well-being of the population. So that is what the distributive policy. Okay, material policy, and then the rest are not really related. Okay, number 29, which of the local councils has the least population? A, area. B, town. C, zone. And D, urban. And then E, none of the above. So the one that has the least, okay, the one that has the least is what? Is what we call the towns. The towns has the least when it comes to the structure. The town has what? The least. Okay, the urban is what? At the top. Oh, sorry, that is what? The area, urban. We have for zona and then town. Okay, zona and what? And town. But when it comes to, let's look at it. So towns and councils. So let's look at what the towns and these are found in the metropolitan assemblies and what? District assemblies. So in the district assemblies, town councils are established for settlements with population between 5,000 to what? To 15,000. Okay, so area councils exist for number of settlements or village which are grouped together, but those individual settlements have what? Population of less than what? 5,000. So that is what towns and then areas. And let's look at what units. So let's look at units. So the unit committees are the lowest level, and what they are the lowest level and form the basic unit of what local government structure. Okay, so the unit committee are what the lowest level. The unit committee are what the lowest level. So they are the lowest level and form what the basic unit in the local government system. So a unit is normally a settlement to a group of settlement which population of what between 500 to 1,000 in the rural areas, okay, and a higher population of 1,500 for which for the urban centers. So the unit committees are expected to play an important role for the enforcement and mobilization matters since they are closer to the people, okay. So in theory, the unit committee provides structured mechanisms for representation, participation, and accountability. Okay. So when you look at it, the one that is what the least is what the unit committee. So which level has what the least population? So if it is based on this, the question is a bit trickish. So if it is going to be based on this, then I'll go. We are going with what? We are going with what towns. Okay, the town should be what the lower in the rank. So is it which of the local councils has what the least? The local councils. So if it says that which of the following local councils has what the least, then would I say what the answer is what town? The answer is what town, but is it which of the local councils? Which means that the answer was not provided here, which is supposed to be what the unit. So the answer is what none of the above. Let's move on. Which of the following statement is not true? A. Private administration is for profit making, whilst public administration is for serving the public interest. This is true. Number C. Public administration is political, while private administration is non-political. It's true. Let's look at D. Administrators are accountable for their shareholders. That is what public how do you call it? The private administrators are accountable for what their shareholders. That is true. And then none of their bets. So the option that is not part is the one I jumped or I skipped is what B, which is what the objective of private administrators can be quantified. When you say their objective can be quantified, means they are only there for profit making. No, some of them are there for what other things, just to enhance to for brand visibility. Some are just there to also actually what to actually provide social responsibility project and other stuff. So when you say their their objectives are what quantified, it is what not true. So in private administration, while profit making is common objective, not all objectives can be quantified solely in terms of profit. Private companies may have diverse goals such as what market share growth, brand recognition, corporate social responsibility, which may not always be which may not be easily quantifiable in monetary terms. Okay, so that is it. Number 31. Why is Ghana described as the fourth republic? A. It has experienced four coup d'etat for after independence. B. Ghana Ghana currently has the fourth democratic governance since what independence. We have what C. Ghana currently has four main public sectors, and then D. We have Ghana has four past presidents, and then E. None of the above. So somebody may think it is what it has what four coup d'etat. Yes, anytime there's what coup d'etat, we have to what restructure the system and what and come up with what a new constitution which becomes what a republic. Okay, and there has been four coup d'etats in the system. Okay, that is it. But coup d'etat alone isn't what the main determinant for what for democratic what system in the country. Okay, so that's why I chose what Ghana has what four democratic governance since what independence. When they say democratic governance, okay, the governance, okay. So this democratic system will come, and a military coup d'etat will overthrow it. Another democratic governance will come. So since 2000 and since 1992 to this time, there has not been any coup d'etat, okay. So we are still going with that, right? So that is it. Number 32, that is the probability that a certain demands will be obeyed by specific what by specific people, is what the probability that certain demands will be obeyed by specific people. So which one are we talking about? A, uh, domination, so denomination. B, norm. C, regulations. D, uh domination. And then E, institution. So this one I gave you the explanation. So what is the answer? Number 32, what is the answer? If you know, drop it under the comment section for me. That 32 is norms, 32 is what? Denomination, 32 is regulation, 32 is domination, or 32 is institution. Okay, so the answer becomes what? Domination. That is D. 33. Which of the following is not a core concern of public administration? A, implementation capability. B, understanding social reality. C, uh, publicness. C, D, public sensitivity. And then E, none of the above. So the answer is what? None of the above. So the five major concerns of public administration are what? Promoting publicness. We have what? We have public sensitivity. We have implementation capability. We have shared understanding of social reality. And the last one is what? Public administration is a learning experience. Okay, so all of the above. Okay, so the answer is what? None of the above. Okay, none of the above. Number 34, example of cooperatism approach to public to policy making in Ghana is A, tripartite committee. B, employees association. C, dialogue. D, trade union congress. And E, none. Okay, so when you talk of cooperatism, it refers to a system where groups are deeply involved in what policy making and implementation policies concerning contributing to governance. In Ghana, an example of cooperatism is what? Tripartite committee, where what? Representative from what? The government, employees association, and trade union. They engage in a dialogue and negotiation to address what? Labor related issue, demonstrating what? A cooperative approach to what? To policy making. So this is all about cooperatism. So the answer is what? Tripartite committee. This is where you have what? Three group, okay, that is you, the workers, the company managers, and government coming into what? To sit for issues. Most especially has to do with what? Collective bargaining. When companies want to actually increase the wages of their workers, sometimes there can be disagreement between what? The employees and employers. That's the company managers and the workers. So government has to come in. So in this case, they form a tripartite committee to sit in this issue and then make a meaningful a collective decision. So 35, which of the following is the action part of government public administration system? So we have what? Electoral commission. B, legislature. C, executive. D, civil service. And then E, none of the above. The answer is what? Civil service. So sorry, executive. The answer is C, executive. They are the action part. They take decision. If Nana Akufo-Addo hasn't signed anything or given you an appointment, you can't operate. Okay, you the legislature or whatever. So they are the action part. They say that okay, we are implementing free education. So all the ministries should make sure they comply with it, and nobody can see anything unless it is a judicial issue or a court issue. Okay, that can only prevent their decisions. So number 30 says, which of the following is not a feature of what? Bureaucracy? A, hierarchy and authority. B, functional specialties. D, fairness based on what? On rules, freedom of movement. And then D, none of the above. So The answer is what? The answer is C, fairness based on rules, freedom of movement. Okay, so bureaucracy is characterized by standard procedures, a formal division of responsibility, hierarchical relationships. We have what? And what organizations to ensure what enforcement of universal rules. So fairness on rules and freedom of movement is not what a feature of what democracy. Okay, it's not a feature. So 37. How many new local government units have been created in Ghana since 2017? Okay, so um per the little research, okay, I did. I've been told that it is what 44. Okay, I've been told it is 44 by some of your colleagues. Okay, I didn't really know. Mostly they keep on changing it from the system. So I don't know. You can also confirm it is exactly 44, but this one I leave this question to you. But most have been told that it is 44. If you can check the book and find out. Okay, right. Let's move on. 38. Conflict of interest occurs when when officers' official interests support their personal interests. True or false? The answer is false. If your interest conflict with what your own interest, there's nothing like conflict of what interest. Okay, conflict with your own interest. There's no way your interest can conflict with your own interest. So conflict of interest actually occurs when officers' personal interests interfere with what their ability to act in the best interest of their organization or the public they serve. Also, it is when there's what a clash between what their private interests and what and professional responsibility, potentially leading to what biased decision making or unethical behavior. Right, number 39. Which of the following are potential benefit of this? So the following are potential benefit of decentralization. I said A, improve service delivery. B, cost effective. B, cost effective. C, political stability. D, effective local governance. And then E, none of the above. So the answer is what? Cost effective. So decentralization is often associated with what? Additional costs due to what? Due to the need for local infrastructure, personnel, and administrative systems. So while it can lead to more efficient use of what resources in the long term. Okay, so it is somehow cost effective. If the central government is doing everything, that is what the government is doing everything from the top. That one is a bit what it's not all that cost effective than you establishing all the system, creating all the ministries in the local government just to what to actually what stir the affairs of what the state. It becomes a bit what uh problematic. 40. Dash determines which actions are allowed or constrained, which procedures must be followed, and which information must be provided. A, bureaucracy. B, democracy. C, constitution. D, legislature. And then E, none of the above. So the answer is none of the above. Okay, this feature that we are talking about is what? Institution. So institution, according to what? Ostrom 1990, are a set of rules which are used to determine who is eligible to make certain decisions in a particular area. So this determines that the action that needs to be what, to be followed or constrained that procedures must be followed, information must be provided, payoffs must be what assigned to what individuals and so on. So it is what none of the above. Number 41. The Metropolitan, Municipal, and District Chief Executives are A, appointed and inaugurated. B, elected and confirmed. C, nominated and elected. D, nominated and appointed. And then A, none of the above. So the answer is what? The answer is nominated and appointed. So the Metropolitan, Municipal and District Chief Executives in Ghana are what? Nominated by the president and appointed based on what? The Local Government Act of what 1993. So this process involves that This process what involves the president selecting individual for these positions. Once nominated, they are what appointed to their respective what rules, right? Number 42, pick the odd one out. A, bribery. B, fraud. C, extortion. D, looting. And E, freedom. So the answer is what? Freedom. Freedom is what? It's not a negative aspect, okay, or it is not unethical behavior as compared to the rest, which are unethical. Number 43, all the following are true about bribery. All the following are true about ordinary meetings, except A, must be held at the headquarters of the assembly. B, must require 14 days notice. E, decisions are made through voting. D, number of meetings that an assembly is to hold in a year is 3 or more. And then D, none of the above. So this is what the options. So all the options provided are what are part of what the ordinary meeting. So the answer is what is the answer becomes what none of the above. Number 44, pick the odd one out. Elite approach, group approach, regional approach. We have what corporate approach, and then what none of the above. So the answer is what regional approach. Regional approach is what not part. Regional approach is not part. Which of the following which of the following are potential benefits of local government except so the following are what potential economic benefits of local government except A, mobilization of local resources for development is true. B, people are motivated to work harder. And then C, we have what it reduce cost and ensure efficiency. And then D, development of local capabilities to take over functions. Okay, so and then we have what E, the rich are offered opportunity to make more wealth. So let's look at the economic what the economic benefit of a local government. So all of them are part with the section of what E, which is what the rich are offered opportunity to make what more rich, right? So you can pause and check all the options here, verify. Okay, let's continue. Number 46, tripartite committee consists of this one I've explained to you already. So drop under the comment section. Tripartite committee, it consists of what? So which one is the answer? A, government employees and employers. D, government employers and producers. C, government citizens and employers. D, producers, suppliers and buyers. And then E, none of the above. So drop it under the comment section. Number 46, I'll come back. Let me see the answer. Number 47, ethics may be considered as acting based on what? A, professionalism and legality. B, professionalism and conscience. D, professionalism and good behavior. C, that is professionalism and good behavior. D, professionalism and feelings. And then D, professionalism and culture. Okay, so I'm going with professionalism and conscience. So ethics may be described as what? Acting based on professionalism and conscience. It involves what? Making decisions and behaving in a moral, responsible manner based on one's internal sense of right and wrong. Okay, so now let's come back. The answer for the tripartite committee, that's what it says. It becomes what? Is A, that is government, employers and employees. So if you had it right, then clap for yourself. Let's look at number 40. This one, you have to do this one for me. What does security of tenure in public administration means? So A, public administrators do not discriminate. B, they do not take credit or blame for their actions. C, they have access to security for personal protection. D, their offices are protected by the constitution. And then we have E, their jobs in the public administrations are protected. Okay, so which one is the answer? Drop it. 48, drop the answer. Number 49, a type of decentralization that transfers authority for policy making is non-state agency termed as what? A, political centralization. B, we have devolution, decentralization. C, we have administrative decentralization. D, we have privatization, and then E, delegation. So I'm coming to explain all these concepts for you, so you know or what these mean. So when you talk of what deconcentration, it involves shifting the administrative power from what the national government to its own ministries in the local level. And delegation refers to the administrative authority by the national government to paras what to the parastal, or that is what the government owned organizations at the local or regional level. Okay, so when there's um when there's delegation of administrative authority by the national government to the parastal organizations at the local level, is called what delegation. And privatization entails what transferring economic functions from the government to voluntary or private from the government to voluntary, private and non-governmental institutions. Okay, so that is privatization. And then we have what devolution. So devolution involves what the transfer of political power from the central government to the lower tier authorities, leading to the establishment of local government that are accountable to the political to the local population. And then political decentralization aims to give citizens their elected representatives more power in policy making. Okay, often requiring reforms and development of pluralistic political parties. And then we have what administrative decentralization. It involves what transferring of public service delivery functions from the central government to the local government or field offices of government agencies. So all this one. So we are looking at the one that transfer authority for policy making to non-state agency. Then you can say it's what privatization. Number 50, the basis for the classification of decentralization into forms are based on A, recipient organization; B, sending organization; D, authority being transferred; C, the authority being transferred; D, function being delegated; and E, all of the above. So the answer becomes what all of the above. So they are what being classified based on all these things. Okay, so all of the above is the answer. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe, and I will bring in you the episode 2, episode 3, and then episode 4. Make sure you share it with your friends. And then if you have a business or any kind of promotion you want to do, you can get in touch with me. Or you have an idea that you want to implement into business, or anything that you need assistance, I can give you the consultation. You can reach out to me on 0545412017. God bless you for watching. Watch out for the next episode I'll be bringing to you. God bless you for your time. Okay.